that this entire contest is now just a vanity project. Liz is going to win. It's time for the Tories to wrap this up because we are facing an economic emergency. Is there anything in that?
No, because look, what we're doing, clearly all of the members around the country need to have their say. They need to be able to ask their questions for the reasons that you've just been saying. It's not about just, let's have a hustings in Whitehall or something and then the job's done. We've got to get around the country because you're testing, not just seeing who's going to be the party leader, you're testing the next Prime Minister of the UK. And that's really important that they've gone through and been tested so that they can then face down what we're seeing at the moment with cost of living pressures and inflation. But in the meantime, this isn't just something that's going on in isolation. You've got Nadhim Zahawi, the sitting Chancellor, that's working on various options, doing all the deep thinking to give the new incoming Prime Minister the choices. Greg Hands, the Energy Minister, doing likewise. I've been on the phone to a load of local authorities to chase them up to get, whilst they are now at the moment getting the support out that Rishi Sunak announced in this £37 billion package to people now, not after the next Prime Minister comes in, but now when they need it.
Paul, I want to ask you about Boris Johnson. You never turned on the Prime Minister, did you?
No, I was there. I supported him to the end. I think at the end it was time for him to go, to be honest, because it was just becoming too much about that inner circle, those Westminster, Whitehall stories, and there was the media focus was well away from these pressures that we're facing.
I know you are supporting Liz now, as am I, but do you worry that your party might look back at a couple of years and think that was just a massive act of self-harm? Removing a Prime Minister with an 80-seat majority, a Prime Minister who had delivered Brexit, and a Prime Minister who, according to the polls, actually poses more of a threat to the Labour Party at the next election than either of the current candidates.
No, I think three things there. First of all, no, we don't actually, to be fair, because I think we have to move on. We are where we are. There's just no point in going back. I think what we should have done as a party is we should have sorted out things like Partygate and other things, nipped it in the bud last Christmas. We had 8 months talking to ourselves and talking around the situation, which is what got us in that little spiral. But the third thing, I think, is that I'm less fussed about whether Boris, whether Rishi, whether Liz or anyone is better faced against, better positioned against Keir Starmer and the Labour Party now. It's what happens at the next general election, because that's the next test. And so it's all about delivery now. It's about good communication, telling people what we are doing, what we're going to do, explain it as we go along. But it's about making sure we deliver on our promises and deliver for people who are worrying about the cost of living and inflation.
Paul, just finally, want to talk to you in your role as Minister for London. Of course, we have been absolutely shocked. I know I have felt rocked the past 24 hours by the despicable slaying of Thomas O'Halloran, a 87-year-old grandfather stabbed to death on his mobility scooter. There's been 6 murders in London in the past 4 days. It feels like an epidemic of crime. Is London now lawless, and who's to blame?
Look, it's not lawless. I think it's important that we don't, overstate it because of the tourism and about, any time you overstate things, it can worry. But who's to blame? I think, clearly we need to make sure that there is that criminals cannot walk the streets with impunity. And the Police and Crime Commissioner of London is the Mayor of London, it's Sadiq Khan. And today he was explaining away crime, rising crime in London as being school holidays. Crikey, no, it's about actually facing down to it, making sure we've got a safe environment, making sure we've got the night tube running, frankly, the tube running, but night tubes would be good as well, so that women in particular can feel safe at night. These are the things, that's what he's there to do, that's what he should be doing, and that's what he should be held accountable for.